Good morning and welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Makes. I haven't been on in a bit. Just life gets kind of busy sometimes. Well, I wanted to show y'all what I've been up to lately. I went to the thrift store and actually found some more things. I just love finding all the things at the thrift store. It's just too much fun. I found some really adorable little stamps I'll show you. I found this little guy here, and she is from Stampin' Up. So I'll be making some things with her. That's just adorable. I love this style of stamp. Just kind of country and just really sweet. And then I found this one from Hero Arts. Look at that. I made a project with that one too, so I'll show you that card. I just love this. It's so pretty. And I think a friend of mine gave me this, actually. I don't think this was from a thrift store. This is just, she was getting rid of some of her things in her craft room, and this was one of them, and I just love her. She is just full of sass, and that's what I like about her. And I found, I should have got the tag off of this guy, but another little snowman. Fun stamps, that's where this came from. Oh, and I forgot to tell you where this was originally from. This looks like Art Impressions. So, and then I found this. This is such a tiny little stamp with a cute little girl on it. Look at her. She's holding her little head down, and she's got her little doll. Looks like she's pouting. Oh, so precious. This is from Nostalgic Peddler. Who knows how old this is? Kind of looks like an older stamp, doesn't it? That's adorable. And I found these. I think this is I don't see the name unless it's covered. I should have taken that off of there. But I feel like this is a Dots stamp. I could be wrong, but look how cute that is. And I know this is a Dots stamp. I found this little border. I'll use that often, but yeah, it's a Dots stamp. That was a company that was really popular way back when. And here's one. I love this. Look at that. Perfect for some spring cards, you know. Where'd this come from? Does it say? Oh gosh, yeah, I don't see a name at all, so I don't know. But I thought that would be just perfect in all kind of little spring cards. So yeah. So I'll show you some of the things that I used in my projects. This is a stamp set. This is a Penny Black stamp set, and I love the flowers on this. For my project, I used this daffodil, which is one of my favorite flowers, just because that's typically when you know spring it's on its way. You see the daffodils, right? So I love that. So that's one of the things I used. Some of the other things I used was this stamp pack here. I forget what it's called. Does it say? It does say. And it's called Extra Sweet Easter. I don't know if you can see that at all. Probably not. But this is a Simon Says stamp set. It actually came in like a kit that I got like a couple years ago, actually. So I just thought that was a really sweet set. So that's one of the things I used. Oh, I also found this at the thrift store as well. Look at all of the sentiments. Just different sentiments, all kind of things. It says, make today ridiculously amazing. I love that. All kind of things. And I thought this would be cute for birthdays. This one says, you don't look a day over fabulous. just all kind of neat. Yeah, and I got this at the thrift store at Goodwill, so it was like a couple bucks, I think. What a score, right? Oh, and I forgot to show this one. Look at that. It's a little gingerbread and gingerbread house. And it looks like it says gingerbread border. I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. Stamp Impressions, I think is what that is. Stamp Impressions. But look, it's just so folksy. I love that. Primitive, rather. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Kind of a prim look. I love this. I can't wait to use it. And then I just use a multitude of different various dies that I've had either from Amazon. I found these guys on Amazon. A bunch of other die cuts that I've used from various different companies. So, okay, I'll go ahead and get started with my first card. This is that one from that stamp that I found at Goodwill, the Hero Arts stamp. And I just love this. And I just wanted to do some soft colors, so I watercolored this and then just kind of did some splattering with some, I don't know if you could see that, with some metallic watercolor. And then this is some lace. I think I either got this from the Dollar Tree or from Michael's. I can't remember which one it was from. But I love just the simplicity of it, just that the soft colors. And then the inside, I kind of carried through with some of the same colors. This die cut I think I got at Simon Says Stamp. And what I did for the inside is I took that same stamp and I just did like portions of it, like just a little piece, and stamped it with some light purple ink and kind of came in the corners with that, as you can see. And then I just put a little bit of lace here. So that's one of my cards here. I love that. I love the colors on that. And this one, this is from that Penny Black stamp set I showed you, the Daffodil. And I just did a really cool little watercolor scene here. I had some little grass stamps that I stamped around it. And then as I was watercoloring, I just did different little browns and greens to kind of give it that mottled look. And over here, I've got like that little piece of ribbon with a button. I love that. I love that little button. And this is just a little piece that I had in my paper stash. I think it was a Graphic 45 paper stash that I used for this little piece here. And just layered it up. I love this paper right here. So pretty. And the inside's real simple. I kind of just gave it a bunch of the watercolor splatters and just a die cut here in the center. I haven't filled it out yet. So yeah, and I kind of carried through some of that same look throughout the card and on the back too. I love this one. I really love the colors, and I love the scene that this makes. It's so pretty. Okay, here's another one. This is from that Simon Says Stamp Easter stamp pack that I got. And I just put some scraps. I had some scraps left over. Like I said, I got this kit like a couple years ago, so I had bits and pieces, so I just kind of threw together some of that paper to make a background, put it on that blue gingham, and then I carried through with that same kind of color with some blue gingham ribbon here. And here is just a tiny little bow. I got that from Amazon. I got a whole bunch of little bows and hearts and stuff. As you can kind of see, it's like raised here. It's a little plastic resin bow. So, and then the inside, I just kind of came through with one of the stamps from the set. It says hopping by with chocolate and jelly beans. And then I took another one of those stamps and just simply stamped it here. Yeah, gearing up for Easter. So that's that one. Here is that lady. I love her. She's so sassy. She reminds me of my Gram. She looks almost like her. I think that's why I love the stamp so much. I think I'm going to make... Did I finish it? No, I did not. I think what I'll do is the sentiment that I told you. I'm going to use it as a birthday card. And what I'm going to do is put, "You don't look a day over fabulous." It's going to be for one of my girlfriends. And I'll put that on the inside of the card. I haven't gotten to that yet. But also, see, I'm using some scrap paper here. I watched one of Miss Anna White's videos, and she's got a video on making use of your scraps. And I kind of do that already, but her video was just so helpful because the way she had laid out her scraps in different various ways just kind of inspired me. So I was like, you know what, let me get my scraps again and just make some cards. And that's part of what inspired this one as well, you know, in the way you're laying your scraps out, and this too. So I just thought, how fun is that? Just random things, you know, that you sit on and have forever, but I was like, no, let's put this together and make this work. So that's what this is. I just love her. She's too cute. This is another Easter card. I love this card. Oh my goodness. This is a die cut, and I think this is from Impression Obsession. I didn't save the packaging. I'm trying to get better about that, but so that is the little heart there. And then this, you've got that, some die cut here, oval die cut that I wound up getting at Amazon. But the background, I don't know if you can really see that, is an embossing folder with little hearts on it. I think it's just adorable. It kind of gets buried, though, with my image, so I'm not sure if you can really see the hearts or not. But I also have some foliage here. And this is from... Gosh, I can't remember. It's actually from a Christmas ornament stamp. It's got the ornament and kind of the foliage that comes out the side of it, but I just pulled that out and used it on here. I've got some vellum too that I also cut out in that foliage. I don't know if you can see that though. It's pretty light and subtle. Maybe you can. Maybe you can see it. I'm not sure. Yeah, so anyway, this paper is from Arala Miha shop. Miss Jillian turned all onto her in her shop from Etsy and her papers. So I got a whole bunch of her papers that I use. And this is just from Etsy. I printed up French bunnies, and I got a whole bunch of different little images, and I just cut this guy out and cut a little bow out. I love this one. I love the shabby chicness of it. And this is the inside of it. So I just used one of my die cuts I found from Amazon and carried through that paper that I used on the front to here. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a tiny heart here and a tiny heart here. And that is from when I cut this out, those little hearts came out. I filled this with stickles, diamond stickles, and then the hearts that got cut out, I just kind of glued on the back of the paper there. Sorry, I may be getting out of frame. I apologize. Yeah, so that's this card. I love this one. It's just so elegant and fun. And here's another one that is super elegant and fun. I love it. This is another image from Arala Miha's shop in her papers. This is an image, and also this pretty little rose paper is her paper as well. And I just love this. She had like a whole sheet of like teacups and stuff and sentiments. So I cut out the sentiment here, backed it with some pink paper. I roughed up the edges. You can rough up the edges in all kind of ways. I have a Tim Holtz little paper distresser, and you kind of just run it alongside of your paper, and it'll just rough up your edges. And then I distressed it with some tea dye ink. I cut out from a Rolla Mija shop paper this little set of roses here and put that in the corner. I used an embossing folder for this white piece for the polka dots and then cut it out with a die cut. And then a button. I think I got this little set of they're just little plastic buttons from, I think, Joann's. And colored it with a little pink there. Yeah, I love this one. And then the inside, I carried through some of that paper that I used up front here. And I used one of those sentiments that I got from the thrift store. It's not what we have in life, but who we have in our life that matters. And I just love that. Isn't that the truth? So there's that one. Oh, and here's another one. I don't think I showed this one in a previous video. I'm not sure. If I did, forgive me. But this is another one. I love this little French bunny. And it's kind of simple, really. Just die cut a couple of ovals and die cut this little background. And I think this paper is actually from a Stamperia pack. And same with this paper here. Now, see this white paper here? Well, I tea dyed it with the distress ink. There's a big old stamp. It's got all kind of little French images on it, and I just stamped it with that. And that's what that background is. I just love him too. I just think it's so elegant looking. And I haven't filled out the inside, but I've got a thing where you can stamp or write a note there, so I did that as another one. Okay. I made some tags. This little tag is from, I have a little stamp here, and I forget exactly where I got it, but I got her, put her up a little closer. I got her years and years ago when I first started stamping. I forgot that I had it. I've gone through my stamps again, kind of pulling out some of the older stuff that I haven't used in a long time. And just forgot how many neat things I have, so I pulled her out. And I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll pull it up a little closer. She's holding a little tiny chick. She's picking up a chick. You can't hardly see it, but it sure is precious. And what I did is I stamped some text in the background, and I splattered it with a bunch of watercolor ink. And I've got some flower charms that I got since spring is coming. I was like, I got a ton of jingle bells and everything else. It's time to get flowers. I got flowers and different spring charms now. So I put a little sunflower here on this garment pin with this ribbon here. I just thought that made such a precious little tag. I love it. That's the back of it. Now, my last video, I showed y'all a watercolor demo that I did with Tim Holtz distress ink. And what I had done in the midst of all of that was I took some tags, Tim Holtz tags, and I dipped it into the ink and made some backgrounds. And I told y'all I would go ahead and show you in my next video what I did with those backgrounds. So I've got 3 of them here, and I'll show you some tags I made. Here's one of them. And as you can see that background with all the ink that I layer up, all the different ink. Yeah. And then, of course, there's just various stamps that I put on there. There's a stamp here and a stamp there. Now, these flowers are from that Penny Black stamp set I showed y'all. I did the daffodil card with it, and there's these too. So these are poppies. I just cut those out, watercolored them. And then the girls are the Tim Holtz paper dolls. I love these girls. These they remind me of my aunts. There are three sisters. It was my mama, Aunt Myra, and Aunt Cindy. And to me, that's what I see here, is the three girls. So I just thought that was super cute. I'm going to send this to one of my aunts. Yeah, there's got that little bit of lace in the background. And this is actually some foliage. This is that Tim Holtz foliage. You use it a lot during the Christmas time, but as you can see, you can use it anytime. It just fits for any kind of season. It's just foliage. It's so pretty. And this is these flowers here. It's like a branch of flowers. It's like a piece of ephemera from a Tim Holtz pack. And they're kind of sitting on that branch. And yeah, here's, I put a little bit of that gingham ribbon and lace ribbon. And that's the tag I made with this particular one. Here's the back. I kind of just did another piece and distressed it and glued it onto the back. So that's one of them. All right, here's another one. And I love this guy. And what is cool about this to me is I don't know if y'all have seen this before, but my son, he loves cigars, so he'll have an occasional cigar. He just enjoys them, you know. So he collects all the labels because he knows I like them, and I like to make things with them. So that's part of what this is. It's one of those cigar labels. And then we've got a Tim Holtz paper doll with just some ephemera in the background. And look at the back. See the card, or the tag. There's just so many different colors from that ink blending that you do. You know, when you got that leftover ink and you just dip that tag in it, let it dry. And then as you're doing another project, just keep dipping. And then as you do that, you'll just build up a beautiful background. Then I just add some various stamps. There's some little foliage stamp here. I don't know if you can see that real well, but and another little, I use this one a lot in my backgrounds, this little postage looking kind of stamp. And he's real simple. I just got some twine. Yeah, just fun backgrounds. Again, I did a similar kind of thing to the back here. Splattered it with a bunch of watercolor. Yeah, so that's another one. I got one more. I don't have any ribbon in this one yet. I haven't found the ribbon I want yet. I'm still trying to figure out the color I want right here. But oh my gosh, I love this one. Look at the colors. Look at all that. That's just, again, layering of color. So many different colors. And then a lot of times I'll spray my water bottle on it and get these kind of lighter spots, you know, that just adds to that distress look. Now this paper and the hat and the tag, that comes from a Graphic 45 paper pack. I forget what the heck the name was. It's some kind of steampunk thing. I've had it forever and forgot that I had it. It was one of my stash. I dug it out and just started cutting stuff out. So I loved her. And the way this looked. And this is a package of buttons. This is a little button. I had to cut off the back of it to make it flat to glue onto here. But I got it from Joann's, and it was a bunch of steampunk buttons. Some of them are just the circular gears in the smaller and the bigger sizes. And then some of them are this heart with the gears on it. I love that. And this is just a sticker from the Dollar Tree. A bunch of little hot air balloon stickers that I got. I thought, how cute is that? And these are from a word pack, the Tim Holtz word pack. I just cut those out or just peeled them out. They're like a little sticker book. And put them on there. And then I splattered this with some white paint as well. That's kind of what you're seeing. So that's another one. I did the back a similar kind of look. And see what I mean by these lighter splotchy areas? That's when you ink it up and you take your spray bottle here and you kind of just squeeze it real light. That way you get these fat drops. And it just adds to that distressed look. I'll splatter white paint on that. But, yeah. that's it, y'all. So thank you so much for joining me, and I had so much fun, and I'll see y'all later. All right, bye-bye.